Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Sian. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. There are loads of different types of video on this channel and I'm sure you'll find something that you like. I wanted to talk to you today about what I wish I'd known about going on holiday alone with my children. Basically, I just got back from a holiday in Majorca with the children. It's the first time I've ever been abroad for kind of a long period of time with them. So we went away for a week and the only reason we went without my husband was because he was in Vegas. So basically I decided I would go to Majorca with the children and just still get my holiday because I didn't want to miss out on it. This is what I wish I'd known and my experience of going on holiday as a single parent. Any of you who watched my Instagram stories whilst I was there will kind of know roughly what's coming next, and if you aren't watching my Instagram stories then please go check me out on there. I'm just on there as Helpful Mum and I do stories every day. The first thing I wish I'd known is how lonely I would feel, and I know that sounds really silly because obviously I had two children with me a fair amount of the time, but I hadn't appreciated that people wouldn't really talk to me, and I'm quite an outgoing person. I like to meet people, I'm very chatty, I'm very friendly, and I would like to think I'm quite approachable, but apparently not. I guess because everyone there is in their kind of family units, it's sort of difficult for them to go and talk to someone else. And during the day some people did talk to me, but more often than not no one spoke to me, and at night time definitely no one spoke to me. So whilst the kids were kind of at the disco and I was sitting watching the disco, I just sat there by myself every night just like, this is great. And also the kind of disco was the same every night, so it did get a little bit samey and I did get a little bit bored. And I would definitely consider if I went again I would take someone with me. I don't know if any of you have been on holiday by yourself with children, but I'd love your experiences in the comments below, because I'd like to think that this isn't a normal experience. I'd like to think that people do talk to you or that you'll make friends with people. So I don't want to think that kind of for single parents this is the norm. If it is, then you know that's awful, and I'm definitely going to make sure that next time I go on holiday, if anyone's there by themselves, I'm going to have a chat to them whether or not they want to. The second thing I wish I'd known is that I would be judged. I really didn't expect it, and it was mainly to do with alcohol. Now I didn't drink during the day at all, not kind of around the pool or anything like that, because I was there alone and I needed to kind of be compos mentis with the kids. I didn't want to get drunk during the day by the pool or anything like that. I didn't want to get drunk full stop. But in the evenings I did have a drink or two, and I was never drunk. I never felt out of control. I never, yeah, all of those things. But basically on the first night I asked for a mojito at the bar and this woman next to me just said, "Oh, how do you deal with the guilt of that?" And I was like, "What guilt?" And she said, "Well, haven't you got children?" And I said, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, what about all the other mums judging you?" And I was just like, I didn't realise they were. And I just said to her, this is my first drink of the day, like literally my first drink, and it's 8 o'clock at night and I haven't been drinking during the day, and I quite like to have a drink to just chill out, sit by myself and watch the disco. You know, I just didn't get it. But it wasn't just her who judged me. Another man said, "Oh, that's a sign of a true alcoholic," when I'd gone to get 2 drinks, and I was just like, okay. And I'm sure it was just like banter, but it just fell flat. It wasn't like funny banter. Oh, the other person was, I'd got a bottle of cava because I figured it was probably better for me than cocktails. I knew I wasn't going to finish it, but it was better than kind of going up and asking for a glass each time. It meant I could just sit still. So I'd got this bottle and this guy said, not to me, but to my daughter, "Oh, are you going to drink all of that in one go?" And my daughter is 6. I would never insinuate that she would drink or anything like that. She knows that alcohol is kind of for grown-ups or for when you're older, and I just thought it was really inappropriate that this guy thought he could comment on that. So yes, being judged wasn't great. On the plus side, what I wish I'd known is I would get to know my children better and to really bond with them. it was kind of nice every evening to sit down and have a meal together and chat around the table about what they've been doing in kids club. They didn't go all the time, but they did go to kids club kind of once or twice a day, whenever they wanted to, basically. So just to sit down and chat about what they've been doing, who they've been playing with, all this kind of stuff was really, really nice. And I hadn't appreciated that that kind of bond with me and my children would sort of intensify on that holiday, because I think we all appreciated each other a lot more just for kind of being away together. And we did have a really good time, and they even came up with this plan, bless them, to be nice to me on holiday. And every time one of them was like being bad, the other one would go, the plan, shh. And so then when I said to them, is your plan to be nice to me? They were just like, oh, you're not meant to know the plan. Which I just thought was so cute, the fact that they'd really tried not to fight. I mean, it didn't really work, but they had really put a lot of effort in to making their holiday good for me as well, and I appreciated that so much. The final thing I wish I'd known is that it isn't as hard as I thought it would be. You don't have to be brave to take your kids on holiday by yourself. You don't have to be stupid to take your kids on holiday by yourself. You just have to be prepared, and a lot of that stuff I do anyway. I generally organise all the kind of travel plans, things like that. But just getting to an airport, getting on a plane, all that kind of stuff wasn't that hard. And actually I felt like I'd achieved something because I had to ask for things. It was down to me to kind of look after the children, as in whenever we go to a foreign country I really rely on my husband to speak the language or to just be a bit more proactive than me. I tend to step back at those kind of points and let him take the lead, which I never did before. When I was younger I used to speak French fluently, and I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe I need to kind of step out of my shell and really try a bit more, because it was quite nice to feel like actually I can do this. Although my son would tell you that my signing of please can you open the window to the Spanish guy in the taxi was atrocious, and it really was. But the guy got what I meant. So we got there in the end. So yeah, this is basically what I wish I'd known about going on holiday as a single parent. And kudos to any of you single parents out of there, because the kind of being judged and being lonely is really hard. But I should mention, on the last night, this guy called Clive spoke to me and we had such a lovely chat. So thank you to Clive for being the only person who spoke to me in a week on holiday in the evening. Thank you, Clive, it was lovely. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give us a thumbs up. If you would like to, then please subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Alright, bye.